Hi, Scott Tipton, and I wanted to be able to give you an update on what we've been working on in Washington this week. I'm very pleased to be able to tell you that our Protecting Our Water Rights Act, something incredibly important to all Coloradoans and those of us who live in the West, is a bill that's now moving forward. We are notified by staff that the bill that passed recently out of the full Natural Resources Committee with bipartisan support is now going to be scheduled for a full floor vote, hopefully the end of February. We'll keep you updated on that. This is critical for our state and for the western United States as well. I think many of you are probably well aware that the Farm Bill has now passed through the United States Senate and has headed over to the President for his signature. The good news on this legislation is it incorporates many of the fundamental concerns that were expressed by all of our farm and ranch groups in Colorado to be able to address the challenges that they were facing. And it also provides a full funding for PILT for the next year, which is critical for all of our communities. Probably some of the big topics that you've been hearing about are certainly concerned to our office. We continue to hear challenges of the Affordable Care Act. The President has recently also been talking about income disparity, which ties back into the Affordable Care Act. We're finding now that Americans are not going to be pursuing perhaps higher paying jobs simply to be able to keep the subsidy that is provided through the President's Affordable Care Act, what many people call Obamacare. This isn't the way our system should work. We should always be incentivizing people to be able to do better for their families rather than relying on the federal government. The President has tried to couch this now as simply a choice that Americans can take. I don't think it's a choice that most Coloradoans would want to have to say, I'll take less just to be able to hang on to a federal subsidy. We really need to be able to have a program that's working for the American people rather than for bigger government and more government control. I've co-sponsored H.R. 2300 put forward by Tom Price out of Georgia, a medical doctor, the Putting Patients First Act, to make sure that we would have a system that actually addresses the real concerns in healthcare, affordability and accessibility. Because as many of you know, those of us who live in rural Colorado are paying a premium for our health care as opposed to our urban counterparts in Denver, for example. This simply isn't fair, and it doesn't make good business sense for our families or for our communities. The Putting Patients First Act is a private sector solution without a mandate to actually make sure that we get affordable health care, not rising premiums, rising copays, and rising deductibles as we're seeing under the Affordable Care Act. We're also seeing real challenges as well when it comes to that income disparity. Why would we want to be able to create a system which is actually going to lower people's incomes? There are better solutions to be sought, and that's what we are pursuing. We're also seeing the IRS now stepping forward and asking for $62 million to be able to pay out bonuses to people. I think we're all mindful that this is the same IRS that was targeting conservative groups, playing a political function which they simply shouldn't be doing. And it was also reported by the GAO that they'd lost $67 million that they couldn't account for. So should we be giving bonuses out to people, particularly with a $17 trillion debt? Again, I don't think that that makes good business sense on behalf of the American people. These are all areas that we're continuing to monitor and to participate in the discussion on. We certainly invite your feedback on it to all of our district offices in here in Washington as well. We're going to be out again this weekend traveling through our district to a number of our different Cattlemen's Association dinners and meeting with a variety of different individuals. As always, we invite your input and feedback to our office. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you soon.